Hello, children. Welcome to Project 52. This is week number 4. I've done this video 3 times now. This is actually my 4th time. So I'm hoping everything doesn't go wrong again, but I think this time we've got it. So this week I did a cover of an Adventure Time song, one of my favorites. It's What Am I to You, or My Best Friends in the World, whatever floats your goat. So, yeah, this song, I'm going to play you the instrumental version, but you can listen to the full version if you want to with the vocals right around here, if you want that kind of thing. I have the download for both the instrumental and the vocal version down below, but, it's whatever you want. So I'm going to play the song now. Here we go. Alright, so simple song, simple things, simple things in life. So good. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and get started here with the chords. So the chords in this song were done with a plugin called Zeta Plus. Whoa. This was very much unexpected. There we go. Alright, so Zeta Plus used preset C number 6, which is Chords of Life. I use this one a lot, and I probably shouldn't use it as much, so, yeah, I'll probably have to cut down on that. But I used it for this song. The only thing I did to it is I messed around with that cutoff. I turned on an automation clip for it, simply by clicking it. Since this is a third-party application, you can't just simply hit, add automation clip by right-clicking it. You have to mess around with it, go to Tools, Last Tweaked, Create Automation Clip, blah, blah, blah. So I made an automation clip for that little cutoff, and at the beginning, yeah, just kind of rises up. Pretty simple. But the chords themselves, we're going to take a look at. You can find these chords on the Adventure Time wiki. That's where I found them. If you look up the song My Best Friends in the World. And I just basically put them down a whole step because my vocal range isn't the greatest. So the chords themselves, the pattern themselves, I should say, the pattern itself is a triplet kind of pattern where it's 3 against 2 beats. And I did not mean to do that. Whoa. I didn't do that either. So yeah, that triplet kind of pattern repeats throughout the verses and everything. And it just does the same chords that are found in the wiki. here I started adding in a bass note with it to reinforce the bass that comes in when that sub bass comes in. A lot of bass, but you always need more bass, so whatever, I don't care. So the chords themselves just kind of continue that way, doing that little triplet pattern. And then we come to this little build up here. So that's done with a fruity filter set to the high pass and just automated. And it also does more of that when it comes to this course pattern here. This little automation clip that you see going up every other beat, that's for that high pass. Just take a look at what's happening. Just kind of gives it a better effect. Along with that, whenever the drum comes in, we got an automation clip here for a fruity limiter that turns on when that kind of comes in when the chorus happens. That allows it to be sidechained to that kick drum, and so it kind of goes in and out, kind of ducks in and out with it. Just kind of makes it nicer. I've covered how to sidechain in a bunch of my other weeks, so if you want to learn that, just go to week number 2 or something. I discuss it there. I don't really want to discuss it again. But I did not double click that. Fool. Alright, so here we got the pattern. It's basically just following those chords yet again, but I do add in a little bit of variation. As you can see, it's pasted a whole bunch of times, just continuing to go. Dang it. That little note there, just, lift it up, and it sounds nice. But they're very big chords, and it makes it sound larger than life, I guess. Other than that, there's not much I really did with the chords. It goes back to that same kind of triplet pattern. And then we get to this second chorus where it goes up a whole step, and I basically just copied what I did over here, pasted it onto a new pattern, which you can also do just by clicking there and making unique. And then I just put them up a whole step. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened there. So the next thing that we've got going is the sub bass, which is pretty simple itself as well. Because the sub bass is a preset in Citrus. I use it every week because it's a good sub bass. The only thing I did differently this time is I added in an operator or an oscillator on operator 1. And wait, did I say that right? It's one of those. It's a bunch of ones, and I turned it up just enough to kind of make it a little bit more noticeable. The drum pattern itself that comes in, let me just get past it. This is where the drum pattern comes in. We're just going to solo it and listen. Alright, so yeah, I basically just hooked up the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, and the little stick, rim, whatever. I hooked those all up to a filter and set it to low pass and just automated it all to one automation clip and turned it up. Pretty simple stuff right there. The pattern itself is pretty simple. Just taking a look at it. All of it on the stick and on the hi-hat, it's just all filled out. The only thing I did to it was I changed up the velocity to focus, like to give emphasis to the first of each beat. Except for when it comes to this third beat, it emphasizes the fourth of it. And on the fourth beat, it emphasizes the third. Kind of gives it a bit more variety. It does the same thing on the hi-hat. Oh, excuse me. Not too noticeable, but it kind of makes it a little bit nicer. So, yeah, there's that. that pattern continues on, just keeps going, keeps going. Then we get to this little bridge between the chorus and the verse 2. You'll notice the limiter here turns off, so it no longer side chains that synth. Otherwise, it would just sound weird and not right. The pattern itself, really simple pattern. Very, very simple pattern. And then after that, the drums gets into this, it starts using this electro loop, which you can find under packs, and then there's a loops folder, and then I just took out a fruity slicer and dropped it in there. And basically what I did to it was I added in the kick wherever the kick comes in on the loop, and then a snare wherever the snare comes in, just to give it a little bit more enforcement. Yeah. That's only used for that second verse. And then we go back to that original pattern, but I added in the hi-hats from that loop. I took out the kicks and the snares, so it kind of gives it a little bit more variation. There we go. Just makes it sound nice, I guess. Well, there's my vocals. I tried to avoid that as much as I could. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the drums. After that, we've got my vocals, which I'm actually wanting to talk a little bit about. So for the vocals, the way I set that up is found here. I have the Edison, which I recorded the vocals in, just dry vocals. Then I put them into New Tone and fixed them up, turned up the center and turned down the variation. And I made sure that all the notes were correct and crap like that. And then I brought in a parametric EQ, reverb, and a limiter. The EQ, not much is done to it, just kind of a little bit more emphasis on the low, mid, and the treble. Not too much done there. The reverb is a preset in Fruity Reverb 2. And then the limiter, turned down the threshold turned down the threshold a bit, turned up the ratio to 2:1, and then turned up the gain just slightly. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't really do too much in terms of vocal mastering. Now here in the second verse, I added in a harmony that you can hear. I hear you, why you choking out your brother? What am I to you? Not that big of a deal. Just kind of figured it out, and it sounded pretty good. So by itself, it sounds like this. Why you choking out your brother? What am I to you? Although I hit a wrong note, but I've already released this, so I'm not gonna re-record that vocal. I'm sick of singing anyway. All right, so yeah, just the only thing I did differently to the harmonies themselves is I turned them down a bit so that they don't stand out above the original melody. But that's kind of common sense right there. And then here in this chorus 2, whenever I tend to sing that high part of the "you are" in the lyrics, I tend to get really loud, as you can see here in the stem. So I have a little automation clip right there for the volume that just turns down at that point and then goes back up. And that happens every time I do this part right there. Pretty simple. Other than that, the vocals didn't really do much. And other than that, I really don't have anything else to really talk about. So thanks for watching. Thanks for just being here in general. You're good friends of mine. Thank you so much. But seriously, guys, if you want to download this, both the instrumental and the full version are down in the links below. If you want to use them, if you want to sing along to it or anything, if you want to put it on YouTube, that's fine. Just link me in the description. I don't really care. And send me a message. I want to see your video. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. I'll see you guys later with week number 5.